I can eat like all the gross things. Like, you know, when you have those eating contests and people eat really gross things and people like dare you to, or they're like, oh, I'll give you
like
$1.
Pickled onions or something.
Pickled onions are delicious. First
I
of
would
all,
disagree, but
if someone was like, I'll pay you $1 to eat a pickled onion, I'd be like, okay.
okay, you're like, thank you for the treat.
Like, I'll pay you $1 for a pickled onion.
Jonesy and Ray, just wondering.
Welcome back to Just Wondering podcast, where we will surprise each other with whatever topics come to mind. We literally know nothing and have made a rule to never research before recording. So buckle up.
We're your hosts. I'm Jones.
And I'm Ray.
And Ray, I was just wondering about taste and taste buds.
That's like such a broad topic.
You know, there's people who are very picky eaters.
Yes.
Yes. So I'm a pretty picky eater, but not because I want to be, but because it's very often that I put things in my mouth and I don't like it.
Isn't that the same with most picky eaters? Or you think that they're actually just being difficult to be difficult?
I guess it's like maybe a bit of both, but I like want to like other things. Like I can't put a raw onion in my mouth and be like, it's so good. It's disgusting. And I wish I could like it because it's in everything, but I just can't. And why does that happen?
I was going to say, I don't just put a raw onion in my mouth, but then I thought about like multiple times in my life that I'll eat a raw onion. And like if it's like in salad, on a submarine sandwich, it's pretty much it though.
Yeah, like on a burger, like a sandwich, or like even in like a potato salad or like a pasta salad.
Can we revisit when I said in a sandwich or in a salad? Like I thought about all those things. I'm like, okay, 2 categories. The raw onions go in sandwiches and salads, and that's acceptable. On nachos. On nachos,
yeah. So I can have cooked onions in like I'll eat it in like a pasta sauce, or like if it's in things. But if it's big enough and I can pick it out, I probably will. But if I like crunch into an onion, I do one of these.
So I wonder, you will leave it in. So for example, like I put onions in my pasta sauce, but also in my pizza sauce. The difference between the two is that I blend the pizza sauce. So it's just pureed one texture.
Yeah.
And so I'm wondering, do you actually not like the taste of onions, or is it the texture of onions, or both?
I think it's both. So I don't like the texture. I don't like the crunch. But I think I also don't like the taste that comes out.
So you only like it if it's kind of fully integrated into something. It's really important for flavor.
Yeah.
Whenever Jen and I cook at home, we use at least like 1 full onion a day.
Yeah, I don't even know if I've never bought an onion for my own home.
Maybe that's why you like Jen's cooking more than you like your own.
Oh, onions is one that I notice a lot because it's in everything. And then another thing that's not as popular but is still pretty popular is mushrooms. Mm-hmm. Mushrooms, I think it's a lot more texture. I hate the texture of mushrooms. It's like dirt poo-poo in my mouth.
Do you hate them both raw and cooked?
Yes.
Okay.
When they're raw, they're like erasers.
Yes.
And I don't like you know, like sometimes it makes that squeak sound in your teeth.
I don't know why you don't like that, but you do like cheese curds.
Oh my God, last night I ate these cheese curds that were dill flavored cheese curds, and they were so good. Nice. Mm-hmm. Mushrooms I very often will pick out unless they're like very little, but I keep trying to like them. So these are things I've hated since I was a kid.
I think that mushrooms make sense because a lot of people don't like mushrooms. People either like them or really don't like them. But you could make an argument that it's like hardwired into your brain. Like you have a mushroom and your body is saying, no, this is poison or something, right? Because there are a lot of poisonous mushrooms. So it's like survival, and that alarm is still going in your brain. Like somehow through evolution, you have that alarm going for mushrooms that I don't have.
Like I used to be a way pickier eater than I am now. When I was a kid, like my parents gave us everything. They made us try it, but I just never liked it. But I've been trying in my adulthood. I will try everything at least once, probably more. The only thing that I really don't give a go is something that's super spicy.
I love spicy food.
I can't do it. I like my eyes water and I sweat and I cry, and then afterwards my butthole hurts.
And then I find like crazy about spice is that sometimes it's like a really pervasive spice. So you eat it and your lips are burning and your whole mouth is on fire. And then there's other spice where it's like, it's spicy when it's immediately in your mouth, like wasabi, for example. When you have the wasabi and you breathe out through your nose, you feel like you're about to breathe fire and it hurts. And then you swallow it and it goes away. Like there's not like a lingering spice.
Never had wasabi because I know it's spicy and I don't. I'm getting a little bit better. Like today I did have for dinner a blackened chicken sandwich. And blackened spice is like a little bit spicy, but like not really. Some people would probably say it's not spicy, just how like some people would say pepper is not spicy.
I heard once that black pepper is spicy to everyone, and that's just a fact.
Only I meant the peppercorns. When the peppercorns get crushed in your teeth, do you not feel that little like on your tongue?
I wouldn't call it spicy.
I can't do spicy. There's that one time where we shared a plate of nachos. I guess they were just like super, super juicy jalapenos. And they were like on the same tray, but not even on the same side. And the nachos were way too spicy for me.
It's really rare that something's too spicy for me. But I remember at Burrito Boys before, I used to get it spicy, like extra spicy. And I would get everything, including jalapenos. And raw jalapenos with their seeds in it are very, very spicy. And I was eating it and it was so spicy it was making inside my ears hurt. Yeah. And then I just took it home and like dumped a whole bunch of sour cream on it.
Oh yeah, that's fair. Working my way up, I can tolerate like a medium spice. Need a drink with me, couldn't just go in there raw with that medium spice. That's a little too much. I like had a shot once, went to the bar. My cousin was in town from Scotland and we were like, make us whatever shot you want. She's like, I'm going to make you the shot called a Rocky Mountain Bear Fucker.
Okay.
Automatically that's just like, no, don't. You probably shouldn't. And I feel like it was like Jack Daniels and tequila and like, it was disgusting. And something else. And then a little bit of Tabasco. And I was like, oh, no Tabasco for mine. She was like, you already paid for it and told me to make whatever I wanted. And I was like, and then I took the shot and it was like one dab of Tabasco and I could taste it in my mouth the whole time. It was like, this is too spicy.
You know what else I think I heard though before? I don't think that spicy is a taste. Spicy is a sensation. You know, like on your taste buds, you have ones that can taste sweet and salty and bitter. I think there's 4 types of...
And sour?
Maybe. Is there sour and bitter?
Oh, savory, isn't there?
No, I think that can fit into salty. Anyway, I can't remember. So you guys can let us know that as well. But I think there's 4 parts of your tongue where your taste buds all taste different things. And I don't think that spicy is one of them. Spicy is not a flavor or a taste. It is a sensation. And I think that's why we all react differently.
I remember one time I was like, talking to someone and they were like, do you like hot food? This is just a stupid question. Of course I like hot food. I don't just eat cold food. That's so weird. Like, yeah, but not only cold food. Like, I like my food hot. Yeah, obviously. He's like, no, I meant like spicy food.
But you know, sometimes if the food is also temperature hot and spicy, it tastes spicier. You don't eat spicy food, so you don't know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I was like, what?
No, but I have to like let my food come to like almost room temperature if it's spicy to be able to eat it.
Like, I feel like one time like a drop of sriracha went on my plate and it was like the worst experience of my life.
Sriracha is not my favorite hot sauce, but I use a lot of hot sauce.
Interesting. Yeah. I'm really trying to like keep eating things that are a little bit spicier because I would like to like have a more expanded palate and try new things and do different things. But
another thing that I've noticed a lot in terms of taste and people having different preferences is with beer.
Yeah, I was just thinking that too.
I drink a lot of sour beers. I also like IPAs, but I also like Radlers and stuff, which are totally sweet and fruity. I also like stouts. I pretty much like, there's not a beer that I've met that I don't really like. It's very rare.
Except that peanut butter beer.
I hated the peanut butter stout. So disappointing. I have friends who are like, how can you drink this? I would never drink this. They'll take like a sip and they're like, God, it's so sour.
I don't like beers that are super, super sour, but I don't really like anything that's super, super sour. Like, I never like sour candies or like Warheads or like anything like that.
I don't like sour candy because the sugar on it hurts my mouth.
Yeah, it hurts my tongue after a while, but I also don't like being like this all the time. You know?
Your face turning inside out. That's how my family describes it.
But I'm not a big fan of like very hoppy beer, very hoppy IPA.
I like it.
or things like that. I'm more like, I definitely am more of like a light beer kind of girl, lagers, ales, pilsners. I do like stouts, but I don't typically drink them. Like if I was going to have a stout, it would just be like one. I do like Radlers a lot, but not all Radlers because some are sweeter than others. And I'm actually not like a big sweet person.
No, I don't
usually. I don't like spicy. I don't like sour. I don't like sweet. I don't like anything.
Yeah, you're a picky eater.
Yeah.
But not because you want to be one. I'm not a picky eater. The only thing I don't eat is meat. And I actually have like, I've never liked it.
Yeah.
If I see it raw before it's served as dinner, I'm like, not going to eat it. If it has bones in it, not going to eat it. Ground beef is the worst thing I've ever seen in my life.
Is there anything you can think of? Like, can you think of a food that you really don't like?
Pulled pork. So it is sweet.
Yeah, it is.
It has a weird texture. It has a weird sauce.
I really like pulled pork.
Pretty much the only things that I, for taste wise, I'll eat pretty much anything that's not meat. And then in terms of texture, that's when like, I'll be like, I don't really want to eat eggplant today because the texture seems weird. Also, I do eat like fish and seafood now. And there are days where I really, really like shrimp and days where I'm biting into the shrimp and I was like, really, I can't take it today.
I can't do shrimp. I don't mind the taste of shrimp, but yeah, the texture.
And bananas, I only like it when they're freckly because they have the same texture consistently right through the bite. But if it's like kind of green, it's like softer on the outside, but still firmer as you get to the middle. Like it's mostly just texture stuff for me.
Texture.
I prefer things freckly as well.
I can eat like all the gross things. Like, you know, when you have those eating contests and people eat really gross things and people like dare you to, or they're like, oh, I'll give you $1.
Pickled onions or something.
Pickled onions are delicious.
I would disagree, but
if someone was like, I'll pay you $1 to eat a pickled onion, I'd be like, okay.
Okay, you're like, thank you for the treat.
I'll pay you $1 for a pickled onion. No, I'm thinking more of like when someone like, you steam the broccoli and the water underneath is warm and green and broccoli-y. And someone's like, I'll pay you $1 if you drink a cup of broccoli juice. And you're like, oh, it's like warm. It's like drinking like tea that tastes like
broccoli tea.
I don't like tea. Or like, I'm going to put root beer, sauerkraut, and a banana in a blender. And you got to drink the whole cup the fastest. Like, that's the only time I'll chug. I'm like, yeah, I can drink.
Did someone do that to you? Because that is disgusting. Yeah. Or that happened to you?
My team won. Yeah, and like we all had to eat gross things throughout it, and then you had to choose your best bad food eater to represent your team in the finals.
True.
And I got nominated on my team, and I was like, I'll show you. My sister trained me for this. And you know how many gross things I ate as a kid because Kate would just give me $1? Yeah, Cricket protein bars are pretty good. Instead of having in like soy or like whatever other protein you get, if you put bugs in it, it's perfect, delicious.
Is it like just blended up bug? Like you don't notice it?
No.
When you told me about that,
I've eaten them like as bugs. I've eaten them when they look like bugs, and I've eaten them when they're in a powder. And if they're a powder, they're good. But
I was imagining when you said you had that bar that it just had like crickets throughout it.
Oh yeah, you hate crickets too.
Because they're devils, but yeah. I wouldn't mind eating them because then that means that they're not alive to chirp at me.
Like, I think you can just like bake them or fry them or something and put seasoning on them, and then they're just like protein chips, basically.
Yeah, I had dried ones before.
Yeah, you put like the whatever all dressed seasoning on them. Tastes good.
All dressed crickets for me, please.
Oh, something else I was wondering is, so you know how sometimes you have to eat something and you really don't like it, or like you have to take medicine and people say, oh, just plug your nose. Taste and scent is like so tied together that if you can't smell it, maybe you're not going to be able to taste it as fully. Yeah, and then I know someone who got a concussion and lost his sense of smell, but he could still taste.
That's so weird. What a weird thing to lose. I did used to do that when I was a kid, though, and I would have to eat things that I didn't like. But my parents didn't like it when we plugged our nose. So just
they thought it was rude.
Yeah, so I just would like not breathe through my nose. But then you end up chewing with your mouth open. You're like,
yeah. Jones, I was just wondering, what are you drinking right now?
Today I am drinking Collective Arts Blood Orange and Hibiscus Sour.
I really like that one.
Yeah, it's good. I like it because it's not too sour, and I really love orange. How about you? What are you drinking?
Classic go-to, Canuck.
Yeah. That's a good one. Yeah. Cheers, buddy.
Cheers.
So let us know about taste. If there's something that you really hate or that you've tried to like and you don't, how do you feel about spice?
And if you know about the science of taste buds, like I would really like to know, because as you guys heard, I was trying very hard to remember what the parts of the tongue and the taste buds were. So if you wanted to send me like the anatomy of like the tongue and taste buds, I would like to see that. You can send all your feedback to us at justwonderingpodcast.ray@gmail.com and follow us on Instagram at just.wondering.podcast. Looking forward to hearing from you.
Do it. See you soon.
Peace.
Peace.
What are you drinking?
Oh, shit.